Alright, today I want to watch episode 1 of one of the animes that's been on my list for 2022. It's called In the Land of Leadale. Anyway, if you read the synopsis here, it says, due to a terrible accident, Keina Kagami is forced to live on life support in order to survive. So she had an accident, and it sounds like she's on life support. The only way for her to be free is within the VRM MMORPG, so it sounds like it's a virtual reality massive online role-playing game. One day, her life support stops functioning, and Keina loses her life. But when she wakes up, she finds herself in the world of Leadale 200 years in the future. Alright, so it sounds like she's been playing this game virtually while she's been on life support. Like, I guess maybe her mind or her brain has been playing the game. And then she loses her life. And I assume somehow her mind, like the Matrix, like Neo from the Matrix, it disconnects and she ends up being stuck in the game while her body is dead, right? If you remember in the Matrix, Neo is stuck in the train station, right? His mind is kind of in no man's land, in a limbo, while his body is somewhere else. That's the vibe that I'm getting here. She is now the half elf, although someone corrected that in the comments and said she's a high elf, not a half elf, a high elf. She is now the high elf Keina, who possesses lost skills and OP statuses and becomes closer to the other inhabitants of this world. But among those inhabitants happen to be the children she made in character creation. Cool. So it looks like her mind is stuck in the game that she's been playing for a long time, but somehow 200 years after all the events that she's done in that game. Not much more to explain. Let's jump right into it. All right. So I assume this is modern time, not the land of Leadale. I assume that's the land of Leadale. She has some sort of like flying dragon or Pegasus or something. Okay, so bears, maybe a prince. I assume that's our girl Keina. Keina? I'm assuming Keina. So I assume this is her waking up in the world. Oh, that's right, because she was on life support. She was probably paralyzed. Oh, so she can actually feel it. So it might not just be like a game, like a virtual game, like she can actually feel maybe pain or emotion. And she feels hunger. That's kind of cool. Okay, time out. If you can feel pain and you can feel hunger and you get hungry and you feel emotions all within a virtual video game, then I'm not gonna lie, for some people that might be a better way to live. And that sounds weird, right? Because it's like, no, it's not reality. You want to live in reality. But just hear me out. For someone maybe who's, let's just say they're paralyzed or paraplegic or something, or just whatever, they have any sort of ailment, depression, whatever it might be, if video games is an escape for them, or if something like virtual reality was possible where you could actually feel sensations, like a dream, right? Oftentimes you have a really good dream that you don't want to wake up from. And when you wake up, sometimes you try to go back to sleep and pick up right where you left off in that dream because it was such a good dream, right? It made you happy, or you had good emotions, or you were finally dating that girl that you were thinking about asking out, whatever it might be, right? Who's to say that this is different, right? If you're in a virtual reality that it feels real to you, it seems real, very Inception or Matrix-like, then who's to say that, you know, it's better to live in the real world than to live somewhere in there? Maybe in there you get to move your legs. Maybe in there you get to actually taste things. You get to have arms. You get to explore and meet, even though these might be virtual people, probably just NPCs, right? If you make connections with them, then who's to say those emotions aren't real? Like maybe those people aren't real, but the connection that you make is real. And the feelings that you feel are real. And I'm not saying I would prefer to live in a world like that versus a real world. I'm just saying I understand if some people would rather immerse themselves in an experience like this than to have to live in a reality that might not be the most pleasant for them. All right, back into this. Yeah, I mean, she can smell it, right? She can smell it. She can probably taste it. like she's describing it right now. See, that's what I mean. I mean, she is more excited to try food in this world because she hasn't had it in the real world in who knows probably how long. Yeah, would you rather have pills, liquid, and IV drops? Or some bread and some soup? Yeah, this is definitely some like Matrix vibes.
Do we have a deal, Mr. Reagan?
I know this steak doesn't exist. I know that when I put it in my mouth, the Matrix is telling my brain that it is juicy and delicious. After 9 years, you know what I realized? Ignorance is bliss.
Whatever you want, Mr. Reagan.
I mean, forget the Matrix. This might be just a sign of what the future might be like in the metaverse. Yeah, so she's starting to realize that this isn't the exact same world that she once played in. I think the synopsis said it was 200 years in the future. Okay, so 7 nations fighting. 7 nations, leaders chosen among them. They narrowed it down to 3 kingdoms. Yeah, so she's an elf. A half elf or a high elf. Keina desu. Watashi wa Keina desu. Ooh. So not only is she an elf, but it sounds like she has money. Dang, she was ready to hand out like 20 coins. That's cool, she gets to see her stats while she's in there. And she's strong. Oh, she gets an orb that follows her around. She's overpowered. Who wouldn't want to live in this world? So the orb knows about her hospital? Oh, dang. So the power went out, and that's how she died. And she's a brunette. I don't know if that's interesting to know, but... Yeah, so that's how it worked. Her body stayed in one place and her mind seems to have been stuck in the game. Yeah, that's interesting if there are other players in the game. Dang. She's rich, she knows magic, she's got a helper orb. Okay, so it sounds like there are people that are magical and there are people who kind of just live without any sort of magic or electricity or anything. Oh yeah! If I'm a loner just living by myself at home, I'd be down here drinking with the commoners in the tavern. I mean, the good thing is that I enjoy my life and I'm okay living in the real world, but this seems pretty fun to be in a video game. Nani? So it sounds like this tower isn't a good thing, at least for the villagers. Oh, I wonder if she's the witch. Somehow, like she was the terrible witch. Yeah, so she was the witch that probably caused a lot of problems. So she used to be one of those players that would go around just beating everyone up. What the heck are these guys doing in here? Oh, they're looking for money. And they're not trying to do anything else here. Oh, dang. She's got like a safety feature on. Pervert blocker. Summoning magic. Hey, you're gonna need that in the metaverse. Pervert blocker is gonna be needed when we go virtual, for sure. So I like the idea. Oh, dang. She's summoning Exodia, the forbidden one. That's cool. That's pretty cool. She like broke the fourth wall type of reference. I guess just referencing the creators of the world, the developers. So this is one of her creations that's supposed to guard the tower? Who is Scargo? Alright, who the heck is this Scargo? Yeah, exactly, who is that? Oh, okay, so she has a son in the world. You can spend money in the game to have kids, I guess. Oh, so she's got a son, a sister, some other dwarf fatherly looking figure. Okay, so there's other towers apparently. It's not just her tower. Oh, okay, so she could teleport, but it sounds like she can't because she didn't leave like a waypoint. Ah, so this is probably where we see the bear. Dang, she just drop kicked this fool. One kick and that was it. Oh, And she brought the bear back for dinner for the townspeople. Yeah, so she's a hero in the village, whereas in the real world, she's a nobody. Don't really know who she is. Hey, if you had asked me between going to work today and waking up in Leadale toasting with the townsfolk, I'd be in there drinking whatever the heck they're drinking. Hey, but maybe in Leadale, you don't wake up with hangovers. You just get to ride the buzz for a while. Cool. I mean, I enjoyed it. It's different. Episode 1 was good enough that I want to keep watching what happens in the town of Leadale. The world of Leadale. The world. And the fact that it's a massive online role-playing game, I mean, I can only imagine that this world is huge, right? Probably islands, mountains, land, forests. Cool. That was a fun episode. I'm definitely intrigued. I'm going to keep watching it, see what happens in the next few episodes. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Hopefully you enjoy this. If you watch this yourself, hopefully, don't spoil it for me, but hopefully you can watch it alongside with me. This comes out every Wednesday, so I'll probably be watching this on Wednesday or Thursday, and then Attack on Titan on Sundays for sure. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on episode 2 of Leadale.